ever notice how when people talk about menopause, the conversation usually stops at hot flashes and mood swings? Maybe fatigue if we're lucky. But there's a whole other side to this story that almost no one wants to say out loud. And that silence is leaving a lot of women suffering alone. I'm talking about vaginal atrophy. Now, before you cringe at the word, let's call it what it is. Changes in your vagina and your body that come with hormonal shifts. And they can feel uncomfortable, painful, and even embarrassing. But here's the truth. It is so common. You are not broken or dirty or less of a woman. Today, we're going to break this down all the way. I'm going to tell you what it is, why it happens, and what it actually feels like in real life, and how you can manage it with compassion for yourself and not shame. And if you've ever thought, something feels different down there and nobody prepared me for this video is for you. I'm still rising, beauty over age, turning every tear into a brand new page. No more heart hiding, I've come full bloom. What's up to my favorite bunch of beauties? Welcome back to Beauty Over Age, where we talk about everything power, peace, and purpose over 40. And if you've been dealing with a little bit of a different feeling in that area, let's get into it. Okay, let's get the basics clear. Vaginal atrophy. Sometimes you'll hear it called Genitourinary Syndrome of Menopause. It happens when your estrogen levels drop during perimenopause and postmenopause. Estrogen is what keeps the vaginal tissues thick, stretchy, and moist. When it declines, that tissue thins out, becomes more fragile, and produces less lubrication. Now, here's why that matters. Thinner tissue is more easily irritated. You might notice more dryness, burning, itching, or pain during sex. Some women even deal with more urinary tract infections because the tissue around the urethra is affected too. What it is not, it's not just getting older. It's not something you should just live with. And it's not an infection, though it can feel like one, which is why so many women misdiagnose themselves and keep buying over-the-counter yeast infection creams that don't help. So if you've been wondering, why does it feel like this? Why is sex suddenly uncomfortable? Why am I always dry or irritated? This is the reason. Now, here's the bigger issue. Why don't we talk about this? First off, it's uncomfortable. Society has made vaginas a taboo topic unless it's about sex or reproduction. The minute it's about dryness, pain, or real health changes, suddenly it's off limits. Second, and this hits hard, doctors don't always bring it up. Too many providers rush us, dismiss our symptoms, or act like vaginal health after 40 isn't important. If you don't have a doctor who's educated in menopause care, you may never even hear the term vaginal atrophy. And culturally, Black women especially, we've been taught to keep it together, not complain, and definitely not talk about anything to do with sex or vaginal discomfort. We carry shame around it because nobody ever gave us permission to be open. But silence has a cost. When we don't talk, we suffer. And the truth is, this is not rare. This is millions of women going through the same thing in silence. Let me just say this plainly. Vaginal atrophy doesn't always feel the same for every woman. But here's what women describe, and maybe this will sound familiar to you. It can feel like a constant dryness no matter what you do. Lotion, water, nothing touches it. Sometimes it feels like a rawness, almost like chafing. For others, it's a burning sensation that makes you think you have a UTI, but tests come back clear. And then there's intimacy. Sex can feel uncomfortable or even painful, like sandpaper. And that can take a toll not just on your body, but on your relationship and your confidence. You start dreading intimacy, not because you don't want to connect, but because you don't want to be in pain. For some women, it's not even about sex. It's about sitting at work, shifting in your chair because you feel irritated all day. It's about being scared every time you pee because it stings. And I know it's awkward to even say these things out loud, but that's exactly why we have to. Because until somebody names it, you just feel like you're the only one, and you're not. This is bigger than vaginal dryness. Vaginal atrophy affects your whole self. The physical symptoms lead to emotional ones. You might feel embarrassed, ashamed, less confident in your body. You might avoid dating or intimacy altogether. Or you might feel disconnected from your partner, which adds stress on top of stress. And if you've ever thought, is it just me? Am I doing something wrong? Let me say it again. You are not broken. You are not less of a woman. Your body is changing and it deserves care, not shame. And let's talk about the identity piece. For so many of us, femininity has been tied to our ability to be sexual or to reproduce. When changes happen in this part of the body, it can feel like a loss. But what I want you to remember is this: you are not losing yourself. You are evolving. Your worth is not tied to lubrication, elasticity, or anybody else's definition of womanhood. Period. All right. Let's shift to what you can actually do about this, because living in silence is not the answer. 1. Vaginal moisturizers and lubricants. Moisturizers offer everyday comfort, like lotion for your skin, but made for your vagina. Lubricants are for sex, water-based, silicone-based, whatever works for you. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for needing them. 2. Pelvic floor therapy. Working with a pelvic floor therapist can help improve circulation, it can strengthen muscles, and ease the discomfort. 3, hydration and lifestyle. Drink water, stay active, manage stress. Stress makes symptoms worse because cortisol interferes with healing and lubrication. 4, doctor conversations. Ask about local vaginal estrogen creams, tablets, or rings. These are not the same as full hormone therapy. They are low dose and targeted, and they can make a huge difference. Even if you're not sure about hormones, at least have the conversation so you know your options. 5, intimacy reframed. Talk to your partner if you have one. It's not about avoiding closeness. It's about finding new ways to connect that honor your comfort. And please hear this. None of these things make you old or less than. They make you informed and empowered. I want you to sit with this. Vaginal health is not a luxury. It's not optional. It's part of your whole body health. We have to stop treating menopause like the end of our story. This is a new chapter, yes, but one where we have wisdom, more power, and more ability to advocate for ourselves. Talking about vaginal atrophy is not shameful. It's revolutionary, because every time one of us speaks up, we chip away at the silence that has kept women suffering for generations. Your body is worthy of comfort. Your intimacy is worthy of joy. And your health is worthy of attention, no matter what age you are. So, let's break the silence together. Drop a comment below if this spoke to you, or if you've ever felt changes down there that no one prepared you for. Your story matters. and you never know who it might be helping by sharing it. If this video gave you clarity or comfort, don't forget to hit subscribe, share it with another woman who needs it, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. And hey, if these videos are helping you feel seen or supported and you want to show a little love, you can buy me a coffee. Just scan the QR code on the screen. It helps me keep making content for women like us who are owning this season of life. So until next time, stay powerful, stay peaceful, and I'll see you in the next video.